What's up, guys? In today's video, I'm just gonna kind of go on a rant about the whole old crew coming back and my thoughts on it and where it could lead, how it's happening, other people's thoughts, and just this video is gonna be all around, so put it on in the background, do whatever you want, get something to eat, and just relax. Everyone, take a breather, because everything that's happened is a little overwhelming. Now, if you've been keeping up with any Call of Duty news for at least the past year, you know right around the start of Black Ops 6, there were actually leaks and rumors that the old crew was coming back. And at the time, a lot of people brushed it off, even though it was from very reliable leakers. A lot of people thought it was Cope, and I thought it was Cope as well. I thought they would never come back, but clearly I was wrong. Now, it's not exactly Primus or Ultimus that's coming back, it's actually somewhere in between, and I don't know if we're going to get a specific name for them or what, but I'm sure if we don't, the community will come up with its own name. Now, of course, seeing them is great and all, but there's a lot of problems with it. First of all, a lot of people are calling it nostalgia bait, which is true. As much as I'd hate to say it, it is very true, especially with a bunch of other things with Black Ops 6 and Call of Duty recently. Old crew coming back, Gobblegums are back, the Chaos story popping up, the Ice Staff. It's a lot. I would add the Mark II in there, but I don't know, it's returned quite a few times, but if you want to throw that in there, you can. Now, for the past day, or I guess now 2 days it'll be, hopefully by the time I upload this, depending on when I get finished, I have been trying to force myself to be hype for this and be excited. And it's like, the new crew's back. This should be very awesome. It's gonna be, what could happen next? The old crew is back, and this new crew that we have, they met together in that final cutscene. What's gonna happen? Which ending is canon? All that. I've been trying to hype myself up for it, and I just can't get fully excited. The reason being is this contradicts, and not really, but pretty much retcons, not exactly the right word, but retcons of Black Ops 4, since they die in the end, and that was the whole solution and everything, and Monty told us this, blah blah blah. Right now there's a bit of a debate in the community whether this is good or bad. There's one side which is saying what I just said, how it's horrible, it just doesn't make sense story-wise and whatnot. There's one side that's saying it's just all nostalgia bait, and you know, which, yeah, it is. And there's another side that's saying the COD community, COD Zombies community, I guess you could say COD as well, but the COD Zombies community just can't be happy with what they put out. It would seem that way, I guess from a casual perspective, but what they're doing just shouldn't happen. They're just not making the right decisions, or better decisions, I guess. The side that's saying it should be fine and like just be happy, I would hope that it's casual fans, or like people that just don't really follow the lore, because it's not really their fault, then they, you know, didn't really know. But like, you could at least understand from a lore perspective, their story ended in Black Ops 4. They had this whole entire thing, and they even had that YouTube video, like, oh, their stories ended, and everything. That was the end for Nikolai, Richtofen, Dempsey, Takio. That's it. They were the problem. They had to be gotten rid of, and that was the end. Peace. Now, some people didn't like Cold War coming back and continuing that story. Not a lot of people, but I think it was fine. Even though they were supposed to save the universe, they did just send it to the Dark Aether, which I guess all that stuff stirring up there for so long would eventually break through and cause havoc and whatnot. And also Richtofen coming back makes sense, because that's just Eddie, and it was Eddie and Samantha coming back. I'm gonna go through the cutscenes, both, spoiler alert, both sides, give my opinions. Not that there's too much to talk about, since each one's like maybe 20, 25 seconds long, 30 seconds. Then I'm going to talk about the final cutscene, as well as some other ideas I've had thrown around, some theories. Now there's two sides of the Easter egg, either the Richtofen side, where you help them defeat Samantha, or the Sam AI, and there's the Sam, where you help the Sam AI and you defeat Richtofen. Now, this isn't the first time we've had alternate Easter eggs within a map. We had it in Transit, Die Rise, Buried. That was cool and all, and now we have it again in Black Ops 6. But now we don't have a guarantee on which ending is canon. I'm not sure which one I exactly... I have an idea of which one I want to be canon, and I'll say that in a second. But I could see the story sort of going either way. I'm gonna start off with the one I want to be canon, which would be the Richtofen ending, where he brings back his wife and son, and you defeat the Sam AI. It also includes Blanchard the goat being alive and killing Panos. But yeah, he reunites with his family. He's just kind of up there on the roof or whatever, and then it cuts to the OG crew coming back. I highly doubt this will be the canon ending, just because I don't think they'll bring back his wife and son. Like, I really don't think they'd do that. As messed up as that sounds, that's kind of where Richtofen's story, at least director Richtofen, I guess you would say now, since there's going to be two Richtofens if that's the case. That's where his whole journey might end, unless he would go on to help the new team. I don't know. Now the other ending is where you help the Sam AI and you kill Richtofen. I'm not sure if you actually kill him, you more just defeat him. It would be kind of crazy to say you killed Richtofen, because, like, you know, that's a main character. But if you did kill him, there's a new Richtofen to replace it, so I guess if you're playing, you wouldn't get too mixed up. But in the end of the cutscene, Sam AI gets her new body, which is just Samantha from the final cutscene in Cold War, with her whole hoodie and whatnot, and it's a nice cutscene. But yeah, that's just where it ends. So not sure where that would go off from. What should we do then? It's also the ending where you kill Blanchard. But by the way, depending on, you know, if you help Richtofen, help the Sam AI, depending on which ending you do, it doesn't matter who you kill. You could either kill Panos or Blanchard. That's obviously for the Wonder Weapon upgrade, but it really doesn't affect which you choose in the end. Now, a little side thing I want to go on here is I'm really annoyed we didn't see, or I guess hear, anything about actual Samantha and where she is or what she's doing. I mean, we know she's in the Dark Aether and whatnot, but that was like the whole thing of this story in Black Ops 6, was we were trying to get Samantha, and we got the Sentinel artifact, and we're fighting this AI to try and get her out. And it just turns out that this whole entire mission was for no reason, because she's way too out of our reach, is what the AI says. Which, it's like, okay, but that's it? Like, we don't get anything to hear about her or see her or anything? I don't know, I was really excited to see her in Black Ops 6. Yeah, I guess not. So while editing this, I came across a video from the Gaming Revolution. Shout out to him for what I'm showing on screen. Apparently, Samantha's dead. They just, like, Richtofen and Sam were talking about it, and he mentioned how everyone, you know, knew she was dead and nobody mourned her or whatever. But, yeah. Wow, okay. I'm hoping that it's one of those things where it's like, everyone thinks she's dead, but she's really not. But I don't even know at this point, man. Now on to the OG crew coming back. Now I have a theory on how exactly they got there, like to Janus Towers, and I mean I could be completely wrong, and I 100% am, but my theory is that they were in the Dark Aether, because they're obviously not going to be in, this dimension or world or anything already, but they were in the Dark Aether and they found Samantha in the Dark Aether. Now, I don't know if she's weak or if she's stronger than Cold War. I think that she was the one to teleport them to Janus Towers. Now, how could she know they were all at Janus Towers? I'm not sure, but maybe that's just where she sent them. I have no backup for this theory. I'm just throwing out words. We've seen her teleport people from one place to another back in Mauer or Toten. Was that Mauer or was that an Outbreak mission? I'll have the part up on the screen here. We've seen her teleport people before, but she like really had to try to teleport everyone, and it was hard on her. And obviously, so I guess it's really hard to teleport multiple people, but that's my guess, is that she teleported them to Janus Towers, and that's how they ended up there. Now, how they got in the Dark Aether, where they're from, no idea. I also thought about, if she was able to teleport them, why isn't she able to teleport herself out of the Dark Aether? That's like one of the whole big things, that's the big crack in my theory. But maybe she's just not able to. Maybe it doesn't make sense. I'm just, pulling stuff out of everywhere. So, on a lighter note, as far as the I guess lighter, but I don't know. As far as how the OG crew looks, Richtofen looks like Richtofen. He looks like he's straight out of World War II. But he looks like Richtofen, of course. Now, Dempsey and Nikolai are the ones that look a little weird. Dempsey I could sort of get behind. He does kind of look like he'd be in that middle area between Primus and Ultimus. I believe that's where they're like sort of from. But it's Nikolai that looks just the most odd, and it's mainly in his nose, I think, but also he looks a little chubby, which then again, I guess if he's going towards Ultimus, he would get a little bit chubbier, so I don't know. Now, the one I think looks the best is Takio, and he just looks great. I love the way he looks. He's got that full samurai outfit. I'm pretty sure that's what it looks like. It looks like more of like the Black Ops samurai sort of, but he looks great. He looks the best out of all of them in my opinion. Besides Richtofen, but he just looks like Richtofen, of course. Now then again, people also, I mean, this could be wrong, so make me eat my words later, but people need to understand that these are the very first time we're being shown them, and especially a lot of the times you first see a character, their looks could change a little bit once their actual appearance pops up. I'm blanking on quite a few times this has happened, but it has happened in other media before where their first appearance doesn't look too great, but then once they're actually there and not being teased, they look a lot better. Another thing is, this is one of those, I don't know, what would you call it, real life cutscenes. It's not one of the actual in-game cutscenes that use the models, so of course they're gonna look way different than you'd probably expect them to look, I guess. I have a lot of hopes for, well, I say hopes, but it's not like I'm jumping for joy for Black Ops 7, but I guess lore wise and I guess gameplay wise, I have a lot of hopes for Black Ops 7, especially since we're going down this crazy route that I highly doubt will happen. But I'm going to talk about that in another video. Just ranting about Black Ops 7 and what's to come. I've seen a lot of people compare this to the Black Ops 2 ending and the Black Ops 3 ending of like the story, and I could get behind it. I could understand Black Ops 2 because that's when we were first ever introduced to the premise story, or I mean, sorry, premise characters. That I could understand because it's not exactly, but sort of in the way like how it is now. We're seeing a different version of the characters we knew, and it's like, whoa, you know, we're not used to these new versions or variants. But this time it's a little different because we know their full story now and they should be dead, but you know, they shouldn't even be here. Now, as far as the Black Ops 3, I don't understand how that would have to do with something like this. I mean, I understand at the time, and even now, it still has a bit of controversy around it. It's dwindled down over the years. People have come to accept it, just like the tag ending and whatnot. But it's completely different to what this is. Talking about Taggertone, a lot of people are saying this retcons the Taggertone ending. This just now popped in my head, but thinking back to the cutscene when the crew teleports in and the OG crew comes in from the background, Richtofen says, "Welcome to the party." Which, when I first heard that, I thought he was about to start breaking down. Like, I don't know, the way he said it and the echo, I thought he was going to start just busting some moves. But, he said, "Welcome to the party," which would mean he already knows what's, like, going down and whatnot, or something's happening. So, they've been around for quite a bit. What I'm trying to say is, like, it's not like they just now appeared into this world or dimension or anything. They have been around. It's not like they just now were revived or something. Before I end this video, a lot of people are saying that they hope this crew won't be just background characters like, I guess, Peck or Strauss or Ravenoff, like talking to you. And I think that's pretty obvious. I mean, I don't blame these people for having doubts with Call of Duty and, you know, not having hope, but I think it should be somewhat obvious that we're gonna be able to play them. Now, the other thing is, if we're gonna be able to play as both crews and how that'll work, I'm hoping we'll still be able to play as this crew from Black Ops 6, because this crew is, you know, it's pretty enjoyable. You know, we've already have a whole game with them. Although they need to start letting my boy Carver say some things instead of just Shattered Veil.
Thank you, Major. Fuck you.
But you know, Gray's great. Weaver is Weaver. You know, I could not like Weaver. And you have the GOAT MVP Maya on the team. Like, what? Like, how are you gonna get rid of her? I've been yapping on for too long though, so yeah, I'll leave it at that. Tell me what you guys think. What do you think is going to happen with the OG crew? What's going to happen with the new crew? I mean, what's going to happen with the old crew? What side do you think is canon or not? What's going to happen? And yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching and listening to me just ramble on. And please have yourself a damn good one.